Boys and boys, or maybe the one or two girls that are watching, we're back with a small stream. Ace Jack. Oh, incredibly iffy. I'm going to shove it in. It's like probably a break-even EV. Quick call, so we're fucked. Ace 10. Oh, okay. That's nice. We're calling the king 5. We flop Jin. Sure, if you want to fast play this hand. Surely, sometimes we do it together with our 7 or that kind of stuff. Sometimes we slow play. It looks a bit stupid when you fast play and somebody folds. These hold'em guys are quite sticky. Gonna call. Bet again. Small. Keep my opponent in the pot. Hard for him to have nothing. Would be cool to check here. Going to shove anyway, but a bit too tricky. We're gonna open shove here. My opponent is holding the queens. Ace 10 suited, we squeeze. Enrico calls with king jack suited. It's 80%. 86. Who knows? Who knows? Okay. People are calling me today with hands that are worse than mine. That's always good. Hey Derek, I find it difficult to get motivated after a few sessions compared to when I'm losing. Any advice? I think it starts by accepting that's part of your job, that you're not always winning. Like, it's the main driver behind the poker scene. If it wasn't for luck, you wouldn't have a job. So if you start looking at it that way, start to embrace it instead of fighting it. And we were trapping with ace queen, but we would be in big trouble if this guy would overshove, but worked out well. 82%. Here we have to float. You don't have to do anything, but we are allowed to float. Going to call the ace 9. This guy starts with a stab. Hope you're doing well, mate. Good luck for the session as always. Thank you, sir. I'm doing amazing at the moment. Feeling great. I'm still a bit fat from Vegas, but all in all, things are going well. I have a loving girlfriend. I have very nice friends and family. Poker has not been going my way yet so far this year. On an absolute tear last year. Ace 9. Ooh, that's sad. Okay, open and a jam from Simon. I think we have an all-in here. I think she's jamming quite wide. All of his pairs. There's a lot of money in the pot already, so I'm gonna go for it. Just hoping not to get snap called. Also, this guy looks aggressive. Of course, it's a very small sample. It's pretty big all-in. No king, no queen. Seen a couple of them on the river in my days, but not today. Oh, well, today, but not this one. Need to defend the 4s and the big blinds. Start with a check. Was kind of good for us this flop. Oftentimes we're ahead. Start with a call. Bottom of our range. If we wrap a hand, it's a 10 or a 5, and that one we want to bet big, so gonna open ace jack. So cool to play against these super crushers. Lately I've noticed that taking decisions about SPR and equity are my biggest leak. How do you calculate it so fast, having only a few seconds? Well, just doing it a lot really helps. So I guess you have to do it more and do off-table work on it. definitely something you can learn. Ace Jack is not a snap call, but probably just fine to call. 5-5 on the flop. That's unfortunate. This is funny. You don't really have this in PLO where you can pick up a hand that's so strong that you get super excited. But 1 in 220 times or something, we pick up kings. Was there any point in the Galvin match where you could have just folded your way to winning the side bet? Nope. Or else I would have done that most probably. We've opened the kings and we get shoved on praying for queen jacks. King jack suited. No. I wanted to say that's a good start, but I have to be careful. Sometimes I forget about the run. It's not a diamond. That's nice. I'll take it. Check jack. Big blind is very short, so I'm gonna size up. Hi Dirk, how are you doing? No wine tasting today. No wine tasting. We're flying off to Cyprus tomorrow. I have to be sharp. Got a good feeling about it. With 3 betting this hand, very standard. Opponent is all in. Ace jack. I'm covered. Not anymore. We have to win the tourney. I'm not one of them. Okay, pretty decent flop. That's pretty funny. What is my opponent rapping? Okay, don't mess with the Vinny, okay? 1 per call. Clip that, please. Why is it important to own the lobby? Low card is saying it's important to own the lobby because you will get a seat with the players that join. The players that joining are oftentimes players that play for fun, because if they join me, they know who I am. So they either prefer not to play or they're better than me. We'll bring the queen 10 suited again. 3 more luck this time. Should get some respect from this position. And here we're going to see bet on this ace high board. Should be very good for us. We are having a lot of aces on our gun. And go all in on the turn. I think that makes sense. This guy flat calling some aces, of course, from the small blind. Also some suited connectors maybe. Hard to have them on this flop. 7-8, I'm sure he would have raised that one. All in, we have the flush, so no need to wait. He's queen suited, well. That's... All the emoticons. King 10. He's really going for it. 86%. Would be nice to win this one at least. 7.5 buy-ins. That's a start. Now it's takeover time. Open a bit bigger. Not sure if that's a thing, but it feels right when we're opening into his big blind that we're not really messing around. Doesn't mean that we should be going crazy, but going small raise would be a bit of a disaster, but same with betting and getting jammed on, so we're gonna check back. Fold here with the king 9 and jack. Range point of view, I'm having all the aces. He's not really allowed to do much betting, and then he can do some check raising. At half pot, as we would with so many hands. Can't fold the ace, of course, you can't really fold jack. Getting raised here. What the fuck's going on? Oof, 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 oof. Get the clip ready. Aces on the final table as the chip leader. We're gonna get an open from Astor. That's how it starts usually. Go to 3-bet in position. It's a shame he has not been on my table. He's playing like crazy, but also not really like crazy. I think all the spots were kind of standard. Makes a quick fold. Then in this situation, people just end up having a good hand. A lot. Okay, this is gonna be a very easy call. And he's gonna be like, how does this chip leader have fucking ace queen? Yeah, which I totally understand. That's a bad flop. He's checking a flush draw. That's okay, the small stack. I don't think our ISM value will be impacted that much. But you know, might flat call. Nope. Just an all-in. King jack against nines. It's a fair fight. Slightly ahead before the flop. Behind after the flop. Could be a 9. It looks like a 9, but it is a 6. This guy's really trying to take over. Go to defend 10-7. For trips. To raise a bit here with the trips now. $5.8, and I guess we just go for the whole shebang. Wow, quick call. Wow. I think we shove for value, but not sure. Kind of crazy hand. No snap call. Suck. Okay. Bait snap. You can get a fold, that's nice. As we are both unathletic guys, do you have any advice for me to how to start in the gym? Thanks for the troll. I consider myself pretty athletic. I consider myself an athletic dude with a sweet tooth. The nice way to get yourself into the gym is just to tell yourself 3 times a week for half an hour. But you know, waiting 1 second. Ace 5 suited. Not too shabby. Flop a 6. We're talking quickly, but taking it down. Quick call. Tense. Let's see if we have that note with all the magic. A bit thin. Diamond, that's not us. Okay. Ace, king, the big slick. I think we should let jam it in. Hoopa. It's not, of course, let jams it in. Going all in. Fault by Leno. Did everything very quickly. We're up against kings. Fucking ace. Turn a king. Ace, just for the clip. It's unfortunate, fortunate, and then unfortunate again. That's where the downfall started. It was the Jack-7 against the 10s. Let's see. That is where it finishes. A queen on the turn. Do some river. Okay, all good, ladies and gentlemen. We cash for 5.8k. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one.